Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here. Today we are doing our 9-month follow-up on how the new 2024 Subaru Forester is doing. Now, as you guys know, 25 it was refreshed, and coming sometime in the near future will be a hybrid Forester, mild hybrid, mind you. But we need to talk today what makes a Subaru so good. Now, I did just do a video of the Consumer Reports. I'll link that down below. Subaru has dethroned Lexus and Toyota as the most reliable vehicle manufacturer in 2024. And that's going to say a lot as long as you're looking for a new vehicle. With the average new vehicle starting price over $48,000, the Subaru Forester comes in well under that. So for me, a lot of people say that this version of the Forester is not the prettiest girl at the ball, but for me, I like the angular, the jagged looks versus the boxier looks. Now, my wife will say differently. She likes the boxy. So what makes a Subaru Forester that good? Well, if you guys know anything about Subaru, most Subaru buyers are return customers. So once a Subaru customer, you're almost always a Subaru customer for life. So return customer is a big deal. Another thing that makes Subaru is a great car is almost every single model is an IIHS top safety pick, and they've been that way for a very long time. Even when they changed the standards for the 25 models, Subaru got that quickly up there into the charts also. So the Subaru Forester does come in with a starting point in the low 30s, and this model is right around 37, 38. And like I said, I've had it for about 9 months. We're going to talk about fuel economy and everything like that. So a great thing is Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive that makes this vehicle excellent. Now, the way they use the boxer engine, it lowers the center of gravity, and they are very well composed in the snow. Now, you might be thinking, do I need all-wheel drive? Well, if you're going Subaru, you're pretty much going to get it. And the fact that it's all safe and ranked some of the highest reliable and now also the safest, it goes a long way. Now, I'm just going to go through a lot of quick points about the Subaru that makes it great. Now, this is not my first Subaru. If you can take a look down there at my badge of ownership, I've had probably in the vicinity of 20. Two of my sons currently drive Subarus, one Impreza, one Legacy. Now, Legacy has been discontinued, but the Forester was the highest selling model from Subaru for the longest time until the little cross deck came out. And what people found is you can get a little bit more cost savings going to a cross deck. You'll sacrifice a little bit of leg room because it is on the Impreza line, so you're going to lose a little bit of interior room, a little bit of cargo space, but for a lot of people they don't need that. Now, over the 9 months, I did put some extra stuff in here if you guys want to see those videos for any of these accessories you've seen. You can, of course, go to the search bar on the channel. I will link some of them down below, but I've done so many that you can actually go check those links out or go to the channel and hit the search bar. But the Forester gives you really good storage and cargo capacity. You can flip down those two middle seats in however configuration that you'd like. They keep it simple, but we do have switches to lay down the seats, so that is something you don't see in all of them. But good cargo space for what I've done, and we've actually hauled tables and chairs in here, bikes and everything, so we just flip down the seats and everything like that. So that's been really nice, but you can see that the plastics have held up well over that time. And you do have some storage down beneath. Now that I'm back in the car, guys, another thing that makes a Subaru great is they say it's love, they say it's dog approved, but really it comes down to tried and true. Subaru doesn't try and break the mold with what they do because that's not what their customers want. Most of Subaru customers say, I'd like a tweak here, a tweak there, I'd like to update this, and that's really what they say to. But a lot of the carryover stuff, what makes Subaru so reliable is they just keep the same recipe. You ever had your grandma or your mom or somebody make those great cookies for all those years and they're just delicious? And you don't care how they're made, you just know that no matter what, you're gonna eat them and you're gonna enjoy them, and that's really what Subaru likes to do. Now, at 6'2", guys, my seats do recline in the second row of the Forester, so what makes this good is this actually can haul 5 people in it. For being a compact or a small SUV, however you want to do that, it can get the job done comfortably. Now, being a limited, it doesn't have the heated seats back here, but you can get that in touring, and not a thing that I really needed. But 6'2", I've got 3 inches of leg space. I can recline the seat again, make it a little bit more comfortable. And Subaru uses high quality materials. They really do. They want you coming back, eventually buying another car, or even just leasing it and buying another one here in a few years. And by skimping anywhere, it's just not going to be that. And the way they set up everything is just easy to use. And if they were to change something like placement of door handles or switches, that's going to be consumer driven, something that somebody's really wanted to change. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can sit in this vehicle comfortably and everything. Now, from the driver's seat, guys, another good thing that Subaru does is their eyesight. Their eyesight has been in use for long time. They keep making it better and better and everything like that. Now, you might see the steering wheel and say it looks confusing, but really once you get used to it, it gives you all of your safety stuff easily at hand. And in some models, it's embedded in, say, the Starlink system. But a lot of times they give you redundant buttons. So if you want to turn off steering responsive headlights or several different options when it comes to you can do that. You can also find extra buttons sometimes up here to turn off crash avoidance. Now, again, you can turn it off within the system if some of those things drive you nuts. But at the end of the day, you really just can, easily access it. And again, their eyesight is getting better and better and better when it comes to safety tech. Again, you can't get an IIHS safety pick or be ranked high by anybody if you don't have it down pat. When you get into these Subarus too, by keeping it simple, everybody's going to an LCD gauge setup. That's really not my mojo. I don't really care for that as much. But at the end of the day, I like some analog, a little bit of digital, and all of this is easily configurable to swap all of this stuff up, see different pieces of data. Now, if you go 25, you're going to get the bigger screen, but that screen has been in service for quite a while now. They've got it pretty much figured out. So again, you're going to lose this upper screen, but at the end of the day, the new screen covers it. Again, you're going to lose some of the redundant knobs and stuff down here, but the system has been figured out. They just keep perfecting it, and it's really well. And again, when it comes to everything, you even have down here all of your X mode stuff. A lot of models, Impreza and stuff, don't have X mode per se, like this knob, but they all do have all-wheel drive and everything. And at the end of the day, interior quality is excellent. Real leather seats. They feel good. They're comfortable. They're right where they need to be. So after we talk about safety tech, interior quality, again, they carry over a lot of stuff, but it feels really good. And for the price point that it is in, if I can stop bumbling through my tongue. Now, at the end of the day, though, another thing that makes Subaru great besides their all-wheel drive is their engines, okay? A lot of people will say, I don't trust the Boxer engine. They have problems. No, back in the day when they had timing belts, that is a maintenance thing you have to do. And it's not that expensive of a job, but to be honest with you, if you maintain that and you don't romp these Subarus around, like beat them into the ground, you check your oil and everything, they're going to last just as long as anything else. And they went away with the flat 6 a while back, and that was a great engine too. But the real big factor that they changed was when they upgraded all the engines to a timing chain. So it took away a lot of that extra concern early in the vehicle's lifespan. So the timing chain is now here in every model. But really, the 2.0 and the 2.5, no matter what you want to call it, the EJ, or switch the model number around of how they perfect it, it's the same engine. And they've offered turbos on it, depending on which model. You can get a turbo in the Ascent, you can get a turbo in the Outback XT. So they found a way to give you more power if you really want. Now, for 25, they are dropping, let's see, what did they do? They dropped the horsepower, 1 horsepower, but gave you 1 more pound of torque, something like that. Very minuscule, but it is plenty powerful for doing everything you need to do, cruising in the mountains, cruising on the highway, merging on the interstate, and everything like that. They've also spent a lot of time since 2011 perfecting the CVT. You could take the CVT for what it's worth. Is it my favorite kind of transmission? No. But if it's built well and gets the job done, the way they did in the Forester, you actually get simulated shift points. And so if you really got to feel that definitive shift, then that is something that you can do. And at the end of the day, having enough power, having enough ability, really plays into how everything works. And when it comes down to fuel economy, this car's been idling because I've been doing some shooting. We've been looking at Christmas lights, everything like that. So the fuel economy has went down. But if you look down there on the odometer, I'm going to switch it over to the B, and you can see that over 6,192 miles, I've got 30 miles to the gallon. And a lot of that is going to be city driving. Now, you can tailor your driving habits and lower that number or even potentially higher it, but it's been on par, if not above. Matter of fact, up until about 200 miles ago, where it wasn't idled as much, that said 32 miles to the gallon over those 6,000 miles. Or I guess at that point, it'd been like 5,900 miles. So very, very good fuel economy. Another thing that makes the Subaru really, really good, guys, is driving fun, I guess, if you will. Now, is it going to blow your mind? No. Is it a Maserati? No. But how composed it is even on these icy roads. And so as we go along here, guys, like I said, when it comes to the drivability, it's just excellent. Now, I will say this, guys, I did have an opportunity to potentially trade my 24 Forester for a Nissan Ariya, which is an all-electric vehicle. Now, I thought of doing that only to talk about EVs a little bit more on the channel, if that was a drive on top of doing all the other car stuff. And they had a really great lease deal, and I went and drove one. I was like, it was a nice car. But at the end of the day, with the Subaru hybrid coming out, I still support hybrid technology possibility over a battery vehicle or EV vehicle, because I already have enough anxiety. And I'm telling you, if you guys saw my Lexus review on the all-electric one, man, it was fun to drive for like 2 seconds, then you realize how fast that battery got depleted. And at the end of the day, it wasn't as fun to drive as this little Subaru. And when it comes to the Subaru, when you're getting 32 miles to the gallon, I can drive 400, 500 miles on a tank, and then I can just stop for 2 minutes, fill it up, and be right back on the road. Versus a battery vehicle, you have to find your charging stations, and if you're depleted, you're going to be sitting there for, depending on what car you picked, 30, 40 minutes to an hour. And some places where you go, you just can't find electricity. And now none of those vehicles are going to be off-road capable. Another great thing about Subaru is, even with all-season tires, you can take a Subaru off-roading. You can take, as long as you have enough ground clearance, you can take that little car and go up some stuff. You want to get one of the off-road versions of this, the Wilderness package, more aggressive tires, more ground clearance, more body cladding, you can really take those off-roading. And you just can't do that with a lot of these small SUVs or even most auto manufacturers. They're just not there. And again, at a price point for a nicely equipped Limited, which gives you all the creature amenities that you're going to want in a car, you really can get that from a Subaru for under $40,000. If you don't care about all the leather and stuff, you can get a premium one of these for the low 30s and get heated seats at least, the nice infotainment system, and you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's just a very, very nice option to have. And I will say this, guys, when it comes to Subaru, like I talked about the loyalty earlier of previous customers, I am a loyal Subaru customer. I love this brand. I don't get endorsed by them. I would love to be endorsed by them, but I'm not. I put out this information, so if you haven't even thought about a Subaru, I'd highly encourage you to check them out. But when it comes down to it, Subaru also has one of the best resale and trade values of any manufacturer out there. That comes in because they're reliable, they're safe, people are brand loyal to them, and so when you go to trade, you have a great trade value. Case in point, we bought a 17 Impreza when we wanted to get a stick so we could teach one of my sons how to drive, so that was his first car. The car had been hit twice, not his fault, in accidents, and hailed on. And when I bought that car originally in 2017, it was right around the 22 mark. After all of that crap later, they decided to total it because of the hail. It was beat up bad. And we decided to let them have it only because of the 2 accidents on it. The car was perfect, no issues. We turned around and got $19,000 for it 5 years later. And find another one. Last time I took a Super Duty in to trade it, it was like $15,000 below what the book value said. They didn't want to give it to you. The Subaru doesn't balk at it. And so that says a lot. So do I believe the Consumer Reports got it right when they're talking about the Subaru being the most reliable brand? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've only had to do maintenance, a starter on one, a couple other little things, some timing belts, flushing fluids and stuff, maintenance stuff that you should be doing anyway. And Subaru by far is an excellent vehicle. And the 2024 Subaru Forester has been flawless. Zero issues. And just always there to conquer whatever you want. And we're driving through some slush, we're driving through some snow, and it just does excellent. So guys, I hope you appreciate the videos. I really do appreciate you guys being here. I hope you love the content that my wife and I bring out on cars and that I bring out on trucks. We are building the channel. We are doing a lot of great stuff. If you have comments or desire to see something on any video of anything, please just comment below in the video, and we'll try and make sure we cover those points for you. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll catch you on the next one.